Steve, we are live. Hello, it is Direct Mail Monday, January 17th, 2022. Steve Sipress here, and I received this piece in the mail last week. Well, maybe now we're live. Great. Welcome to Direct Mail Monday, January 17th, 2021. Steve Sipress here. I received this piece in the mail. Actually, maybe not technically in the mail, because it came via FedEx. So this is for all the people that say I tried direct mail, it didn't work. Well, you didn't do it the right way. This piece is done the right way. First of all, nice sizable, big, thick FedEx box. Who is not going to open this? So if you say, oh, I sent direct mail, it didn't get opened, you didn't send it like this. FedEx box arrives, gets opened. If you're going to some big multi-layered organization, it's possible it gets opened by an assistant or a secretary. But if it's a FedEx box, especially if you're going to market personal to the personal attention of and put the name, then it's very likely it gets past that gatekeeper, and he or she puts it on the desk of the CEO, of the high level person that you want it to arrive at. But as far as me personally, of course it's going to arrive at me, and of course it's going to get all my attention, and I'm going to say, wow, this person really knows what they were doing. So there it is. It's made out to Steve Sipress, the CEO, and it's sent right there to my company. And so I opened it and immediately was intrigued when I opened it because look at that. I'm like, what's that all about? So I could feel, there's something in there. It's a box. And then I'm like, look at that. What is that? I'm intrigued. What is that? So I pull it out, and lo and behold, what is it? Check it out. It's a baseball glove. And not a little plastic or play baseball glove that could have been used to illustrate whatever point they're going to talk about in the piece, like something to do with baseball, a baseball glove. Like this is an actual real baseball glove, genuine leather, Adidas 12-inch baseball glove. How about that? And it comes with, for some reason, a rubber band in a baggie. Well, I am intrigued. I have a brand new, fantastic baseball glove that I love, being a big baseball fan, and anyone who knows me or follows my videos or has seen me speak or knows anything about me knows I'm a big baseball fan. So I love receiving a baseball glove in the mail or in the FedEx, and it's got a little rubber band in a baggie. So I'm intrigued. So interest is, the old AIDA, get their attention. Well, this certainly gets my attention. A baseball glove, a rubber band that gets my interest. What's this all about? And I noticed in here is also a folder. Now, of course, I previously opened it, but I just reenacted the unboxing, as they say, of my feelings as I opened it. What's going on? It's got a little folder with where you put papers inside, right? So on this side has a resume and some bullet points of skills and accomplishments and an executive bio. I'm like, what's all that about? Because I didn't realize I'm hiring. I didn't remember announcing that I was hiring, but here comes a two-page letter on thick, real high quality cardstock. And it is written out possibly in deference to understanding that I am coming up on 62 years old. So maybe this big print is something that I appreciate, not having to take out a magnifying glass and read 10-point type. This is probably about 16-point type. So January 6th. So it arrived a little over a week ago, 11 days ago. And CEO, Steve Sipress, CEO, Successful Selling Systems, Inc., Scottsdale, Arizona, blah, blah, blah. Dear Steve, knowing you are now, usually I don't read the contents of the direct mail piece, or a lot of times you'll know here on Direct Mail Monday, I don't even really examine or look at or what's inside. But here, the lesson is learned from the piece itself and how, of course, it's going to get attention and get opened. But then also, what's inside is extremely well done. So right away, you want to identify why the heck you sent something that is a conversation piece or something out of the ordinary. Let them know immediately. And that's what this person did. Dear Steve, knowing you are a baseball expert, I've noticed some changes to the game of baseball. You think you got my attention? I am a baseball fan, big time. I don't know about baseball experts. Like there's certainly much bigger experts than me. However, I like being called a baseball expert. And I love the fact that it starts out with a glove and some about baseball. Got my attention. I'm certainly reading more. So I've noticed some changes to the game of baseball. One thing that has not changed is the glove. I sent you this new baseball glove to prove a point. Point is, thank you. I love it. No, there's more of a point. The thing that has not changed is like when I was a kid. You used to have to put a ball in your new glove and fasten it with a rubber band for a few days to set a pocket, and with a real glove, you still do that. Now I know why I got the rubber band. So there you go. It's reminiscent of my childhood when I would get the new glove, which is like Christmas anytime you get this thing, for crying out loud. You put the ball in it, you curl it up like so with the ball in it, and you curl the glove around it to set that pocket. Any guy or anyone who's played baseball, any American guy ought to remember this, and girls, of course, nowadays. You ought to remember the old feeling of the new glove where you wrap it around the ball. You take that rubber band. I would take it out of the baggie, wrap that around, brings back the memories. And I just still love holding a brand new baseball glove in my hand. So I'm loving this so far. When you retain a new, so it says, the thing that hasn't changed. You used to have to put a ball in your new glove and fasten it with a rubber band for a few days to set a pocket. And with a real glove, you still do that. When you retain a new executive or a coach, that person better be able to pick up the phone on day one to get 5 interested parties ready to talk with you. So that is why I'm writing you today. I'm intrigued. What's this all about? I'd like to hire you to find those 5 people who would want to hire me. And I have to deliver as well. The main point is the person that created Like a Rock. So for people who don't know now, since then, of course, I've taken this person on as a client. So I have taken on, this is the first client. My beautiful wife, Michelle, was saying to me, like, wow, first client you've taken on in like 2 years. Yeah, I don't take clients on. Very rarely am I interested enough and excited enough about a client's situation and goals and who they are at this point in my career that I want to work with them. Because I wish I'd done it earlier in my career, but it's great to be able to choose and work with only the people you really want to work with. So sending me a baseball glove in a FedEx box with this kind of letter, man, I'm going to love to work with this person, I'm thinking. So let's see what it's all about. I'm writing you today. I'd like to hire you. And I have to deliver as well. The main point is the person created Like a Rock must be pretty damn good and could create a big idea for a company that would propel them into billions of dollars worth of sales. And that person was me. So to tell you, since I've already met with Grant, this is Grant Parsons, distant cousins, by the way, of Bob Parsons of PXG Golf Club fame and GoDaddy fame. That Bob Parsons. So as we met, I was took him out to dinner, and I was letting him know at dinner, hey Grant, he was wearing a Parsons golf hat, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, Parsons. Yeah, Bob Parsons, you're Parsons. I can see why you wear the hat. It's as if it's your name. He goes, well, it is. We're cousins, and so I was like, yeah, you see how the marketing the ingenious, outrageous, effective marketing mindset must run in that family. It must be some Parsons blood running through. If you remember the GoDaddy TV commercials that were so outrageous, Bob Parsons was so ingenious that he would purposely create Super Bowl ads, submit them, knowing they'd get rejected for being too racy and too over the top, and then that got free play on TV stations all around the country going, hey, look at this ad. They got rejected for the Super Bowl. They got millions of eyeballs on it at no cost. Brilliant. The cost of creating the ad and paying the celebrities or whatever in it, but no cost, not the $6 million to run a 30-second ad. How about no cost to have it running all over the country? So brilliant, Bob Parson and his cousins Grant. And so Grant says the main point is the person that created Like a Rock. So if you remember the Chevy Silverado, the Chevy truck commercial, Like a Rock, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band singing Like a Rock. This is the person, my new client, who created that campaign. Like a Rock generated, Grant says in the letter, over $3 billion in new Silverado sales the first year, the most sales from any campaign in Chevrolet's 120-year history. Am I intrigued? Does this sound like someone I would love to meet with, love to work with, love to help have even more success? Other consultants who pass themselves off as coaches can only talk a game. They've never really played or have any contact. So back to the game and the baseball, right? They've never really played or have any contact. So that's where you could help me. Seems the going rate by some recruiters in town here, obviously he's local in here since I just told you I met him and took him out to dinner, is $5,000 to $7,000 up front. So I'd rather hire you instead of wasting my money on someone with no contacts. So this person had come to one of my meetings years ago where I ran some networking, some very high level networking meetings for CEOs and leaders of businesses that I called CEO Scottsdale. And I ran that for about 4 months as a test for a company to launch their chapters for them all over the country. It was a huge success, but the company was let's just say, didn't work out. And so I did not launch them for them all over the country, but I had lots of success with it, met some fantastic people, made some great connections. And Grant is one of the people that showed up there. And so he knew that I have tremendous connections, as I like to say, a big Rolodex, just to date me again from back in the day, that I know a lot of people. And with the 6 degrees of separation thing, the people I know people, and I can get to just about anybody. So that's what Grant is saying. Instead of paying money to some recruiter, headhunter, whatever, 5, 7 grand up front to have them, maybe they don't know anybody and they're just going to take my money. Instead of wasting my money on someone with no contacts, I'd rather hire you. So let's talk, please, starting right now. Grant Parsons, phone number, email, PS. In this package, always include a PS and a letter, another sign that he's a sharp marketer. In this package are 9 skills I created in the C suite, CEO, CFO, CMO, right? And my bio plus my resume. So that was the rest of the paper, the materials here in this folder. So very simple. He's got the bio, the accomplishments, the resume, and he's got the cover letter. And I was intrigued, gave him a call right away, took him on as a client, took him out to dinner, sat down and said, "What are you looking for? Who are you looking to connect with?" Started naming off some names, gave him some name. He was like, "That sounds great. That one sounds great. I can get you to him, her. I can leverage my 30,000 plus LinkedIn connections." So he's now sent me, he said he had paid someone, however, thousands of dollars, and they gave him a bunch of lists of people with no connections to him, just a bunch of possible people that would hire him. And I said, "Well, shoot me over that list," which he has done, and sent me the email today. We had dinner last night, sent me the email today. And I said, "I'm just going to run these through my LinkedIn and see how many degrees of separation. I'll bet a bunch of these are possibly first degree, what do they call it? First degree connections, whatever, on LinkedIn. Some are going to be second degree, some are going to be third degree. So I'm going to get them to a whole bunch of people. I'm going to get them to some of my clients, going to get them to some of my colleagues, people I know, connections, and we're going to find the dream job for my new client here because that's what he hired me to do, and that's what we're going to do, and we're as sure of doing that like a rock. Well, that was a little awkward there, but man, how cool is that? And so we talked about how he got Bob Seger to create three. He had to do a 1 minute, a 3 minute, a 4 minute version of it. He was talking to his agent and getting them going, and he had to get through all the multiple levels of the naysayers at GM, which said that's stupid, that'll never work. No, don't do that. We pay millions of dollars to an ad agency. They're the ones that come up with the idea. Grant technically was an attorney for GM. So hey, you're an attorney. You're in our legal department. You're in the marketing. Blah 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 blah. He got through all that. Good for GM. They were smart enough to say, let's go with it. And it became the most successful campaign in the 120-year history of Chevrolet. Like a rock, the Chevy Silverado, and like a rock, my new client with my new baseball glove. And that, my friends, is how you do direct mail effectively. Can you imagine if Grant had only sent a letter or a postcard because he was looking to save money or get to me the cheapest way or the most cost effective way? It's the opposite. You hear me say it all the time. He who spends the most money to attract the prospect wins, or in this case, to get someone to help him find his dream position, which I'm going to do, to get through to me. If he had just sent me a postcard or a letter, I very likely would put him on the heap of all the hundreds and hundreds of people that have asked me and some have begged me to become my client, to take them on as a client over the last couple of years. And I just said a flat out no, not interested. In this case, I was interested right off the bat. You had me at glove and you followed through. And Grant is a superstar, and we're going to get him placed. And he's going to have a lot of fun, make a lot of money. It's going to be another one of my great success stories. Fantastic example of how to use direct mail. If you want help using direct mail effectively to reach whoever you're looking to reach, go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll help you out, or go to somebody else who is a worldwide recognized expert in direct response marketing and direct mail advertising, marketing, and sales for small business owners, and go to them. But get help from somebody so you can get it done and get results like Grant is going to get and like my clients get. You ought to be getting it too. Go to helpfromsteve.com if you want help from me, and be back here tomorrow for another live video here at facebook.com/smallbizhelp, BIC. Tomorrow will be Topical Tuesday. I'll be talking about something in the news and sharing some more business help for you. Thanks for being here today. Over and out. Bye bye.